Hello and welcome to Pursuit of Perfect System. In this video we are continuing the review for the JCAT Net Card Femto. Now that is the very first dedicated audiophile network adapter designed purely for improving sound quality. It's actually a really interesting product, but it's a very also specialist product. And what's really great about this video and the next couple of videos is, even though we're talking really relative to quite a bespoke product, the actual nature of these videos I think are going to be really useful and really interesting for pretty much every audiophile, because we're looking at some really interesting topics. Sound quality comparisons between locally stored music on a computer and stream music from services like Tidal. And with more and more audiophiles using services like Tidal, it's really interesting to compare sound quality, isn't it, between what you can do locally and what you can get from the cloud. To me, that should be interesting to everybody. So in the wake of England being knocked out of the World Cup, that was last night, I spent a lot of today in here doing some recordings. It was actually a bit of a marathon recording session so that I could compare lots of different things. Now, what I did is I did recordings of the system that you're looking at using a studio quality microphones, a studio quality recorder at ear height at the listening position. The system you're looking at, KEF reference free speakers, our personal dedicated music server, custom built music server with all JCAT products in it. We've got obviously the Luxman pre and power combination, KEF reference free, sitting on ISO Acoustics Gaia 2 speaker isolators. Sorry, we've got Cord Electronics Qobuz DAC, Isotech mains conditioning, XLO power cables, Tellurium Q, Ultra Black and Black Diamond speaker cables. So that's kind of a quick synopsis of the system that we used, and obviously it's very finely tuned in at the moment because we've been using our Eurythmics NCF boosters and booster signal products to really eke out real maximum clarity from the system. So it's the perfect time really to do all these recordings. So what did I actually do? So I recorded several songs, kind of semi-random songs. I picked all a little bit different, all kind of focusing and looking at different areas of a system's performance. Now, the way the JCAT Net Card Femto works, the way a computer works, is literally I plugged a network cable which links from a router originally straight into the motherboard, and I recorded 6 songs locally stored. Then I recorded the exact same 6 songs via Tidal. So that was with the network cable plugged into the motherboard, and then I unplugged the network cable, plugged it into the JCAT Net Card Femto. I then recorded the exact same 6 songs from local storage, which is an internal SSD. Sorry, I should have explained that. And then again, the exact same 6 songs from the cloud, from Tidal. So there's a lot of recordings there. It took hours to do all that, to make sure that was all correct. What I didn't touch anything. I didn't touch the microphones. I didn't touch the preamplifier volume. I made a note of the recording volumes for every single song. So the recorder volume or level or trim or whatever you want to look at it as was the exact same setting for each song, because some songs are louder, some songs are quieter. So I kept a record of everything, kept everything exactly the same. So what I'm able to do now is, first of all, make a comment or have an opinion on the performance of the JCAT Net Card Femto. And again, like most JCAT products, they have the power to surprise. But I don't want to lead anybody. Let's start off with some A/B comparisons so you can make a decision for yourself. But I think to start with, it's important to build a context. Let's just start by comparing, does locally stored music, which is a CD rip at 1644, sound different, better or worse to lossless Tidal streamed via the cloud? Again, that is CD quality. So let's do some A/B comparisons and come back and talk after.
Darling, I will be loving you till we're 70. And baby, my heart could still fall as hard at 23. Darling, I will be loving you till we're 70. And baby, my heart could still fall as hard at 23. Darling, I will be loving you till we're 70. Darling, I will be loving you till we're 70. And baby, my heart could still fall as hard at 23.
Brown grass on the other side, nothing but brown grass. Now I'm open wide to the truth I left behind. Her love so brown grass on the other side, nothing but brown grass. Now I'm open wide to the truth I left behind. Her love so brown grass on the other side, nothing but brown grass. Now I'm open wide to the truth I left behind. Her love so brown grass on the other side, nothing but brown grass. Now I'm open wide to the truth I left behind. Her love so
Now you say you're lonely. You cry the long night through. Well, you can cry me a river. Cry me a river. I cried a river over you. Now you say you're lonely. You cry the long night through. Well, you can cry me a river. Cry me a river. I cried a river over you. Now you say you're lonely. You cry the long night through. Well, you can cry me a river. Cry me a river. I cried a river over
That's an interesting one, isn't it? That's a very interesting one. I'm sure some people will say, you know, it's digital. Digital's the same. It doesn't matter if it's coming from the cloud. It doesn't matter if it's coming from an SSD or a mechanical hard drive or a USB drive. It's just digital. It's just bits. It's all the same bits. It has to sound the same. Well, those recordings clearly prove and clearly show that they don't sound the same. They don't sound anything like the same. And that is exactly why I said in the last video that I, up until now, don't use any stream services because local stored music just sounds better. And you can clearly hear it on the recordings. Now, through the recordings, it's probably going to sound like one is just a clearer version of the other. What is improved clarity in digital audio? It's better timing, it's lower noise, it's lower jitter. Really is what it boils down to. But actually, in reality, when you sit and listen in here, the local stored music or the music being played off of the internal SSD sounds cleaner, it sounds clearer, the soundstage is more well defined, the sound has more life and energy to it. The Tidal version sounds a bit kind of compressed and a little bit flat by comparison, and noisier and just nowhere near as clear. So we've clearly proven there that streamed music doesn't sound as good as locally stored music when you've put a lot of effort into a product for it to sound good for local stored music, which is exactly what I've done with this music server. That is what it was built for. But that doesn't test our JCAT Net Femto. Now it's time to introduce the JCAT Net Femto, and we're going to compare local stored music via SSD to streamed music via the JCAT Net Card Femto. So let's quickly do that, and I'll come back and talk after.
Darling, I will be loving you till we're 70. Darling, I will be loving you till we're 70. Darling, I will be loving you till we're 70. Darling, I will be loving you till we're 70. So honey, now take me into your loving arms. Kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars. Place your head on my beating heart. So honey, now take me into your loving arms.
And if you hide, if you hide, I will trust in time that we will meet again. And if you hide, if you hide, I will trust in time that we will meet again. And if you hide, if you hide, I will trust in time that we will meet again. And if you hide, if you hide, I will trust in time that we will meet again.
Now, I bet that was a real shock, because that was a real shock to me. I was expecting the JCAT Net Card Femto to improve the sound of stream music, and I was expecting it to kind of get it on a par of local stored music when we was using just the motherboard connection, or using the motherboard as our network interface. What I was not expecting is the Net Card Femto to sound much better than the using the motherboard, i.e. Tidal streamed music sounds better than local stored music on an SSD. I was not expecting that at all, and I was actually blown away by the fact that it does. And wow, what can I say other than testament, first of all, to the design and quality of the JCAT Net Card Femto, but more interestingly is testament to Martin Osterpritz, who is the chap behind JCAT Products, who's actually thought about this, who's actually tested it, and has actually released a product like this, which doesn't cost the earth, it's very affordable, and actually improves the sound drastically of streamed music via cloud-based services. Now, I've only tried Tidal, but if it works for Tidal, it'll work for all of them. And I actually can't believe it. What a shock. So really, that proves that that product does exactly what it says in the tin. It's a network adapter. It's there to improve network streamed music or cloud-based streamed music, and it does it, and it does it actually in a very, very big way. So really, in that instance, you can have your audio file cake and eat it. You can have all the convenience of the big libraries, and big libraries in the palm of your hand, and not having to buy any more music, all the music discovery benefits that you get with monthly music subscription based products, but you still get the same sound quality, or actually improved sound quality, than if you was buying the CDs and just ripping them yourself. And what a product! What more can you say about that than a product that delivers at that level? But we're not finished. I'm not finished with the testing of this product, because an even bigger surprise to me, and I could not believe this one. I genuinely couldn't believe it. Or I can believe it, but I couldn't believe that the difference actually is, does it make a difference when we play locally stored music? Does local stored music now sound better through the JCAT Net Card Femto? And how can that even work? Well, we use the Net Card Femto as basically a kind of control, really. When we sit there and control our music library, I use my Android phone via the Bubble DS Next app. So obviously the network is still connected and it's still being used, but just not streaming the music, but it's still being used. And that's going to be the next video. So come back for the next video, because that one's going to absolutely blow you away, the difference that it makes. So yeah, what a product. What a product. You know, it's like Ron Seal. It does exactly what it says in the tin. It very clearly improves the sound quality from stream music from Tidal. What more can you say? What more can you say? It even sounds better than a CD you can rip yourself. Wow. Wow. Well, not totally. We're not finished that. But in terms of if you're just using a bog standard computer motherboard, then it sounds better than that, which is unbelievable. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed this video. We've got another one coming. Make sure you come back to the next one, because that's a really interesting one. Again, I hope this has sort of shown a few people that if you stream music and you want the best sound quality, there's things that you can buy now, put into place to make it so. So yeah, visit our website. So I hope you've enjoyed this one. Leave us a thumbs up if you have. Don't forget to visit our website. There's been a load of new stuff go on there recently. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Take care.